I know, I'm probably late to the trend and the algorithm is probably fixated on something else at the moment, but I don't care. I'm actually interested in this subject and this iceberg is stacked. I'm pretty sure at least some of these entries on this iceberg would get a channel demonetized or hit with a TOS guideline strike. I'm pretty sure 99% of you guys don't need a lengthy introduction on what rap or hip hop is if you're watching this, but for those unfamiliar with the iceberg format, at the top of the iceberg is information that people know the most about, and the further you go down, the more obscure the information gets. Today we are covering Rap Conspiracy Theories. This iceberg chart was originally posted on Blogspot by a guy called X-Files or Rap, but I found this iceberg chart on the r iceberg chart subreddit. Alright, that's enough for the introductions, so
Let's go.
Hip Hop Police refers to the NYPD's Enterprise Operations Unit, established in 1999, which essentially keeps tabs on rappers and people associated with them. There were case files centered around, among other rappers, professional Illuminati member and time traveler Jay-Z. We'll get into that later in the iceberg. The guy who rapped fast at one time, Busta Rhymes, and former King of New York and friend 6ix9ine, and legal father of Pop Smoke, 50 Cent. Also Cameron of Dipset. This unit was revealed to the public in 2004 and case files leaked the year after in 2005. As of 2020, the unit is still active to an extent. Wu-Tang FBI files. From 1999 to 2004, the FBI collected 95 pages worth of intel on the Wu-Tang Clan as a whole, but mostly Old Dirty Bastard to charge them with crimes that they, or people associated with them, may have committed. These files include a hit made by RZA on 2 drug dealers, and even more hits made by the Wu-Tang Clan, a possible money laundering scheme through labels managed by the Wu-Tang, a possible connection to the 1999 Shine and P. Diddy incident, and of course, Old Dirty Bastard's criminal record. Rick Ross staged shooting. This refers to a tweet made in 2013 by 50 Cent when he was in his beef with Rick Ross. At the time, Rick Ross was just involved in a drive-by shooting, and the basis of 50's theory is that because the car and Rick Ross himself were not hit by bullets, that the drive-by shooting was staged. Eminem replaced. This is a conspiracy theory that says that Eminem died in 2006. Information varies from person to person, but he's either a body double, clone, robot, or reptilian being controlled by the music industry or the Illuminati, depending on who you ask. B.O.B. Flat Earth Society. Not sure what the society part means since I can't really find anything about it. This refers to the fact that B.O.B., the guy that Tyler the Creator dissed on Yonkers, made 2 songs about the earth being flat. Neil deGrasse Tyson also made a diss track towards him, which was completely unnecessary. LAPD shot Biggie. This is a theory that Biggie was shot by the LAPD. There is no real evidence to support this theory other than random people saying that the LAPD did shoot Biggie. 3-6 Mafia Satanism. Memphis rap in the 90s in general was very horrorcore centric and talked about, among other regular street shit, Satanism. 3-6 Mafia was accused of Satanism, obviously due to their name and their early subject matter, but there's no real evidence that they were actually satanic. Although I found an old 4chan thread that said Koopsta performed rituals in the NWO documentary, but I haven't watched the documentary. Drake is an industry plant. This is just a theory that, Drake is an industry plant. Can't find any concrete evidence for this, but in my opinion, he isn't one. Tupac still alive / Tupac Islands. You've heard this theory a million times. He's either alive and gonna drop new music this year, he's living out in Cuba or Mexico with every dead person ever, or he's out there living in some nondescript island according to Suge Knight. He's dead, just please leave it alone already. Don Killuminati. It's just a blend between the words kill and Illuminati, coined by Tupac. People theorize that it has a deeper meaning, but I can't really find much on that. Vlad TV is the FBI. This theory is 100% correct. Changed my mind. Jokes aside, Vlad TV is a guy who is known for frequently interviewing rappers. Vlad is more likely to ask questions about your criminal past rather than literally anything else. Me and my homies say DJ Vlad. The real 50 Cent. This refers to a person named Kelvin Martin, who was called 50 Cent and is the inspiration for the rapper 50 Cent's name. He was named 50 Cent because he would either rob people no matter what they had on them, or the fact that he was small, about 5'2". He died in 1987, and there is a small documentary about him which came out in 2004. Battle Rap Illuminati. To my understanding, this is a YouTube video about battle rappers and other rappers like Joe Budden talking about conspiracy theories. I'm 90% sure the video is a joke because it has the X-Files theme running through the entire video. MF Doom Body Double. MF Doom was known for sending stand-ins or Doom bots during his live shows if the venue didn't give him enough money. I mean, he was a supervillain. We give him a pass on finessing us. Jay-Z time traveling. This refers to this photo from 1939. Politics as usual with the Illuminati. Suge Knight AIDS needles. This refers to the theory that when Suge Knight beat up Eazy-E to get Dr. Dre out of his contract with Ruthless, he also injected Eazy-E with AIDS, which ultimately killed him. Fun fact, Eazy's son believes this theory. Biggie predicted 9/11. In short, no he didn't. This theory refers to the lyric which he is talking about the 1993 bombings and not the 2001 attacks. Kanye West MK Ultra. This is referring to a 9-minute video from 2018 where Kanye rants about, among other things, mind control. There is no real connection to MK Ultra. If you don't know what MK Ultra is, do your research. People also say that Kanye also shows signs similar to MK Ultra victims, but you can be the judge of that. Busy Bone possession tape. Busy Bone from Bone Thugs-n-Harmony once got so high on meth in an interview that everyone thought he was possessed. Among those people is frequent Eminem hater and friend of Vlad TV Lord Jamar. Rap.mp3. I literally can't find anything on the subject other than archived and deleted 4chan threads. I have no idea what this could be other than an inside joke. Curse of the Base God. Lil B is a known sorcerer and is known to have cast curses on basketball players Kevin Durant and James Harden to make them lose games. Since then, he has lifted both curses. Rockefeller body count. This has nothing to do with murder. This refers to the fact that 99 Problems by Jay-Z takes some lines and the main guitar riff from a song of the same name by Body Count from 1993. If you don't know who Body Count is, just know that Body Count is a group with Ice-T fronting it. Rothschild record label. I think this is referring to Round Table Records, which were apparently founded by the Rothschilds. The Rothschild family will be discussed further down in the iceberg. 6ix9ine FBI informant. This entry is not referring to 6ix9ine himself, but actually refers to an associate who drove for him. This driver was involved in the trial where 6ix9ine snitched, and he was used to corroborate his testimony. The driver also happened to be working with the FBI over a year before the bust. He also alerted the authorities when 6ix9ine was kidnapped that one time. Your Old Droog is Nas. Your Old Droog is a rapper from New York that happens to have a very similar voice to Nas. In 2014, Droog released an EP which sparked rumors that he was Nas. Nas has heard of these rumors and has since confirmed that it was not him. Gucci Mane died in prison. This refers to theories that sprouted up when Gucci Mane got out of prison in 2016. When Gucci went into prison, he was fat and addicted to drugs. When he got out, he was skinnier and not addicted to drugs. So people theorized that he was cloned and the original Gucci died in prison. Kodak Black clone. This entry was made before Kodak was pardoned by Trump, so this is actually referring to allegations that he was cloned in prison in 2019. This is pretty similar to the last entry about Gucci Mane. The Industry. This is just a joke entry. Moving on. Mac Miller Sacrifice. I have no idea what this could be. Can't find anything about this. Haitian Jack mass murders. Haitian Jack is a music executive who is associated with Tupac and Biggie. Jack was accused by Tupac among other people in 1994 for ordering the Quad studio shooting. I can't find anything about mass murders here. ODB gang stalked. So this either refers to the FBI investigating Old Dirty Bastard earlier in the iceberg or an incident where he got shot. This particular incident involves ODB after a drug binge going out to get ice cream at 2 a.m. As you do, he thought he was being followed by a car, so he jumped a few fences, got bit by a dog, ran to a house, and jumped out of a 2-story window. He was sent to the hospital and left the day after. He was shot in the back 20 minutes later by someone stalking him for a few days and then went back to the hospital. Eminem ESPN glitch. So in 2013, Eminem had an interview on ESPN where he just looks high as shit, but apparently he's just anxious due to being on live TV. This also plays into theories that Eminem is a clone. Memphis Rap Sigils. The Memphis Rap Sigils are 8 different tracks or tapes, depending on who you ask, which are imbued with spiritual power, which were originally recorded in the 90s. Also, depending on who you ask, these recordings contain audio from actual murders or were recorded shortly after a murder, which gives these tapes their spiritual power. These tapes or the albums which supposedly contain these tracks do in fact exist, and you can listen to them on YouTube. Lil Peep Subversion. From what I could find, this is a theory that Lil Peep was murdered by the alt-right either because he was a communist or a Marxist, and also Milo Yiannopoulos apparently ordered the hit, but at the bottom of the article talking about this it says it's a joke. Gangster at prisons / The meeting. To make a long story short, this refers to a letter stating that in the 90s, music executives invested in private prisons conspired to fill these prisons through promoting gang violence through rap music. Due to this letter being anonymous, people assume the letter is fake. Proof died for Eminem. This theory is long as shit, so I'll keep it short. So the theory says that Eminem predicted Proof would get shot in the music video for Like Toy Soldiers in 2004, and in '06, Proof died. The theory says that Eminem killed Proof for a blood sacrifice to the Illuminati. When Eminem made his comeback in 2009, he wrote some lyrics that implied he did not get what he wanted through the deal. Donda West murder. This is actually very similar to the last entry, just replace Proof with Donda West and Eminem with Kanye West, except this time it was a sacrifice for the devil rather than the Illuminati. Death row serial killings. Can't find anything about this. Mumble rap brainwashing. Can't find anything about this, and this is also probably a joke entry. The Illuminati killed Nipsey Hussle. Can't find anything super concrete about this, but from what I can find, the theory says that Nipsey Hussle was either killed by the Illuminati or Big Pharma to prevent him from making a documentary about Alfredo Bowman, also known as Dr. Sebi. We'll get into Dr. Sebi later down the iceberg. Malachi Z. York reincarnation / the Nuwaubian Nation. I hope I didn't butcher that name. So Malachi Z. York is the leader of the Nuwaubian Nation, which was a Muslim religious group before transitioning into a Egyptian UFO cult. York started a record label in the 80s and assisted in recording for Fatal Star from Onyx. The Nuwaubian Nation's belief also may have influenced rappers like MF Doom, Prodigy, and Jaz-O. Can't find anything about reincarnations though. Erykah Badu Passion Fruit. Not exactly sure what this means since I can't really find anything about it, but apparently in the Reddit comments it says that if you bust a nut in Erykah Badu, you become woke and famous. See Andre 3000, Jay Electronica, and the DOC. Lil Bow Wow limo tape. This refers to an incident where Bow Wow was in a fight with a woman. There was no conclusive evidence on who started the fight, and both people were charged with battery. The audio of this fight was recorded and used in the subsequent court case. Livin' in a Casket. Livin' in a Casket is an album by the rap group Halls of Hell. This is also one of the Memphis rap sigils. Not sure why this has a separate entry. Kanye is Ziggy Stardust. This theory says that Kanye West is actually David Bowie's alter ego, Ziggy Stardust. The album cover for The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust has a sign that says K West, and in the song 5 Years, one of the lyrics say that the world will end in 5 years unless a starman saves it. The album was released in 1972, and 5 years later, Kanye West is born. Outlaws smoked Tupac's ashes. When Tupac died, he was cremated, and the Outlaws, a group Pac was associated with, smoked his ashes. Pitbull predicted the Malaysia flight crash. So some lyrics in Get It Started by Pitbull say, "It's now off to Malaysia, 2 passports, 3 cities, 2 countries, 1 day," which refers to the crash, the stolen passports, and China, Malaysia, and Vietnam. HNIC2.com. Can't really find anything about a website, but HNIC2 is the second studio album by Prodigy of Mobb Deep. Jerry Heller Hitman. Can't find anything about Heller specifically, but apparently Eazy hired a ex-Israeli soldier as a bodyguard who then threatened Suge Knight. I guess he could have been a hitman, but there are no sources to confirm this. Post Malone curse. So apparently Post Malone visited Bagan's Haunted Museum, yeah, Zach Bagans from Ghost Adventures, and touched a Dybbuk box, which is a box that contains a evil spirit. Post Malone started to act erratically and left the room. Now people think he's cursed. Reverse industry plant. I'm not exactly sure how to explain this, but it should be self-explanatory. Labels are trafficking fronts. No info on this entry, but it should be self-explanatory on what it means. Drug or human trafficking probably. Lo-fi beats are mind control. I guess since lo-fi beats are meant to be easy to listen to, it could be a form of mind control? As a lo-fi artist, I could say that other artists in the genre are under my control, which makes them sample the same songs in the same boring way and still have it blow up. I'm joking. Or am I? Ran over, let's move on. Nation of Islam controls rap. I mean, there is a lot of influence from Islam in rap, but in the case of the Nation of Islam, there are a lot of rappers who talk about the Nation of Islam's beliefs and leaders. See Jay Electronica, Wu-Tang, or Ice Cube. Lil Wayne. I think this is referring to the time when Lil Wayne lost his virginity at 11 to a 14-year-old girl. Lil Wayne doesn't seem to think much about it, and the only real source of this claim is from Wayne himself. CIA drill vibrations. Can't find anything about this, but I guess listening to Skepta or Pop Smoke is a torture method by the FBI now. Nicki Minaj does not exist. This is referring to a video where if you slow down Super Bass by Nicki Minaj, she sounds a little bit like Jay-Z. You can hear it a little bit in the beginning, but afterwards it just sounds like a pitch down Nicki. Lord Infamous Heart Attack Gun. I'm not exactly sure what this is referring to, but from what I can piece together, the CIA made a dart gun or something like that that contains poison that can mimic the effects of a heart attack. And the Lord Infamous from 3 6 Mafia died of a heart attack. Coincidence? Probably. Big Lurch Cannibalism. Big Lurch is a rapper from Texas who in 2002 killed and ate his female roommate under the influence of PCP. He is still incarcerated. Ice Cube is redacted. I don't really want to say the word because YouTube is kind of finicky on stuff like that. So in 2020, Ice Cube started sharing memes and images that depict redacted. I don't really want to get into this conspiracy, so do your own research. I also know somewhere in these tweets he talks about Donald Trump as well. Detox Time Capsule. Not exactly sure what this could mean, but I think the fact that the tracks that were supposed to be on Detox are sitting somewhere in a vault, and like Once Upon a Time in Shaolin will be released in the year 2420. Moorish rappers. So the Moors are people from the Moorish Science Temple, basically another Islamic-centric religious group. People like Rick Ross, Black Thought, Ghostface Killah, and Jay Electronica made references to them, so it may imply that they're Moorish, I guess. Jay Electronica Rothschild. In 2012, it was revealed that Kate Rothschild was cheating on her then husband Ben Goldsmith with Jay Electronica. Apparently Jay and Kate met in the 2000s and have been seeing each other on and off. I guess busting a nut in Badu was not good enough, you have to bust it out of the Illuminati. Birdman murders. The only thing I could really find on this is that in 2015, Young Thug and Birdman allegedly planned to kill Lil Wayne and sent goons to shoot up his tour bus. Other than that, I can't really find anything else. Daylight simulation theory. So in a 1-hour video, battle rapper Daylight talks about how we live in a simulation or a video game. I'm not sitting through that one whole video, so I watched the 20-minute version. So after hearing him talk about spy roaches, mole rat filming, and police mosquitoes, I didn't hear anything about simulation, but I did find this Twitter post.
Bruh, I be trying to tell niggas, we live in a video game world, bruh. Half of these niggas ain't even real people, bruh. Watch this. You know that, though. Bruh, that can't be a real nigga. That nigga is clearly a Grand Theft Auto created character. He look like he'll get hit by a car and get back up and continue to walk.
Lil Uzi Hell concerts. I'll let Uzi explain.
All y'all motherfuckers going to hell right with me, so...
OVO Moloch worship. Okay, so a little background. There is a group called the Bohemian Club in California that has a owl as their symbol. Apparently they worship an owl and perform child sacrifices. Follow me so far? Okay, so Moloch is a demon or god, depending on who you ask, whose followers sacrifice children. So since the OVO logo is an owl, and the Bohemian Club symbol is an owl, and since the club sacrifices children like the followers of Moloch, the members of OVO worship Moloch. This theory also connects into a wider theory on what Six God means, but that's not on this iceberg and I don't feel like going into it. KRS-One created Me Too. Some people on Twitter think that the creator of Me Too, Tarana Burke, looks like KRS-One. Kanye faked his car crash. According to some random people on Twitter, there are apparently holes in Kanye's account of how he broke his jaw in a car crash. They said that Kanye was in Chicago and not in LA when the crash happened, and apparently that is enough to say that it's a cover-up. By who? Illuminati. Cannabis abducted by Men in Black. In a freestyle rap battle between Cannabis and another guy named Disaster in 2012, Cannabis forfeits half an hour in and pulls out a notepad and starts rapping. His explanation for doing that was, and I quote,
I was abducted by human blood-sucking leeches who did not make their identity known, but I assumed they were agents of the dark world. As I woke up, I had secret agents of some kind asking me why I decided to battle in this event that was being broadcasted worldwide. I explained to them it was strictly hip-hop related, but they did not believe me. They used Chinese water torture methods at first to try to break my spirits to no avail. They inquired about how I received the findings of this information and how I was capable of putting it in a 4-bar measured instrumental.
General consensus says that Cannabis still lost this battle. DMX Demons. Can't find anything about this, but it might be talking about the DMX song Damien, where he talks about the devil, but I'm not sure if that's correct. Black bar mitzvahs. Okay, let's break this down. A bar mitzvah is a Jewish initiation ceremony for Jewish boys when they turn 13. They are able to participate in public worship and observe the texts. A black bar mitzvah has the same idea of being a coming of age ceremony, but it's more focused on leading teens away from crime. It's also the name of a Rick Ross mixtape.
Since the person recording this is stupid and missed 2 entries and doesn't want to re-record, these will be read by yours truly, the brown boy himself. Navrajor Nav. Ali Vegas Rituals. Okay, so this rapper Ali Vegas in an interview from 2018 basically says that rappers' stylists are turning them gay or dressing up rappers so they can attract gay men. So if they get into a quote-unquote situation, the record label can blackmail them or something like that. This entire process is labeled as a ritual. I bet these are the kind of guys to say hip-hop is dead after they see Young Thug and Uzi in a dress, multiple Dre's. This refers to the fact that there are 2 people named Dr. Dre. One being Dr. Dre spelled with an abbreviation from NWA, and then there is a Dr. Dre who hosted MTV Raps.
9/11 party music. In 2001, a group called The Coup dropped an album called Party Music, which featured a picture of the Twin Towers exploding. Mind you, this was before the attacks happened. After the attacks, they changed the album cover. Reptilian Handlers. Can't find anything about this. Drake
Redacted.
.jpg. I'm not going to say the name of this entry, but you can already see what it is. Just go search it up on Google. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't feel like getting a guideline strike. XXX Tentacion Prophecies. There were a lot of people saying that X predicted his death. He called himself sacrificed in his last Instagram live, and that's pretty much the only concrete evidence we have, unless if you think he was being targeted by the industry. Frequency programming.
Most of the hood music, most of the music that's on the top charts, it's played through bad frequencies. 432 hertz is the good shit, right? Then you got another frequency that's 440 hertz. Most of the music that you listen to, you could be in a car on your way to work, just having a regular nice day, and you turn on the music, and out of nowhere you start feeling moody. And it's not the music, it's not the artist, it's the frequency that they playing the music on.
I guess 440 hertz is kinda like mind control. Juice WRLD Devil Pact. I mean, 999 flipped to 666, so obviously he made a deal with the devil. Otherwise, I can't find anything about this. Four Corners Incantation. So Four Corners is a nickname of a neighborhood in Memphis. Sasha Fierce Possession. Sasha Fierce is the former alter ego of definite Illuminati member Beyonce. There are some conspiracy theorists that say Sasha Fierce is the name of a demon that possesses Beyonce. Ciara has a huge... This is just a rumor that Ciara was a trans woman, nothing else to it. ASAP Horace. Can't find anything about this, but I might just take his name if nobody hasn't. Dr. Creep CV prediction. Not sure if I can say the CV word on YouTube without being locked out of the algorithm, so I'll just call it CV. So a rapper in 2013 named Dr. Creep released a song named Pandemic, where he says 2020 combined with CV body stacking. Dr. Creep's explanation of the lyrics says that other viruses at the time were similarly named to CV. Beyonce's surrogate mother. This refers to rumors that Beyonce used a surrogate to give birth to Blue Ivy. Beyonce denies this because the Illuminati helped her during labor. Christbearer Castration. Christbearer is a rapper from the group Northstar, which is associated with the Wu-Tang. In 2014, he took PCP, chopped off his sausage, and jumped off a balcony. This was due to his history of drug addiction, failed marriages, and the death of his mother. Aaliyah Amelia Earhart reincarnation. I guess since both of them died in planes, then Aaliyah has to be a reincarnation of Amelia Earhart. Yeah, I can't find anything about this. Cameron cured AIDS. I think this is referring to a song called Hold On where 50 Cent says Cameron has AIDS. I guess since Cam didn't die of AIDS that he must have cured it. Missy Elliott Demon Conjuring. Can't find anything about this. Blue Ivy Bloodline. Nothing on this either. The Bull Society. The Bull Society, or Sigma Pi, is a fraternity that consists of only rich or influential African Americans. I found a single forum post saying that they control the BET Awards. Essentially, they're like the Black Illuminati. Drain Gang Magic. Apparently, this relates to a theory that the members of Drain Gang are lizards and drug lords. I also found a forum post where they might be into some occult stuff. The same post also calls them vampires, so I guess Cardi isn't alone now. Prodigy Egg Death. In 2017, Prodigy of Mobb Deep died from sickle cell anemia. but in the same hospital visit, he choked on an egg. When the media first reported this, there was confusion on whether anemia or the egg killed him. The Illuminati Ball. The Illuminati Ball was the title of a stage play that Prodigy of Mobb Deep wrote and made music for. You can already assume what the play is about by the title. A Lori Joe TD sacrifice. Y'all like blood sacrifice rituals? This time it's about late Top Dog affiliate Lori Joe. Same window, different visual. Rihanna Rain Man entity. For some background, the Rain Man is apparently a demon that controls the music industry and allows those who sell their souls to become famous. In Rihanna's Umbrella video, other than the references to rain, there was a point in the video where someone bends over and it looks like the head of a demon. Dipset did 9/11. There are some lyrics said by Cam and Jules Santana on Diplomatic Immunity where they compare themselves to the Taliban and one of the hijackers. The 37th chamber. I'm pretty sure this is a joke post, but you know, Wu-Tang, 36 chambers. If I remember correctly, there's a quote from the 36 Chambers of Shaolin where they say there isn't a 37th chamber. There's also an album called Return to the 37th Chamber, but correct me if I'm wrong. New rappers are deepfakes. Can't really find anything about this, but there are a bunch of videos where they use AI to make rappers read stuff. Sentient SoundCloud. Kinda like how Super Mario 64 has an AI, SoundCloud also has an AI. Drake killed X. So X and Drake had a beef where X was mad that Look at Me sounded like KMT, and there's a whole rabbit hole, but at the bottom, people think that X's killers are associated with Drake. Small tangent, but there's also a meteor that hit someone that looks like X in the Sicko Mode video, which features Drake. Apparently X's mom bought into this theory and people think it's a sneak diss or something like that. Who is Mr. Fantastic? Mr. Fantastic, at least for MF Doom fans, is the biggest mystery in rap. Fantastic appears on Antimatter and Rap Snitch Knishes by MF Doom, and that's all the music we have from him. Apparently Doom met him at an arms deal and his name might be Pure Math, and that in 2003 he either stopped rapping or is dead according to Doom. People think it's Count Bass D, which Count Bass publicly denies, U-God from the Wu-Tang Clan, Rodan or Spiga from the Monster Island Czars, or literally just some random guy. NWA serves NWO.
So the writer got this wrong again. So I, Nav, but under a different voice will explain. The writer thought that this entry related to the NWA being controlled by the New World Order. Nothing relating to that was found. Instead, there is a theory that the NWA inspired the creation of the wrestling group NWO. This is due to their similar color schemes and anti-establishment themes.
Quasimodo Tulpa. To break this down, a Tulpa is essentially an imaginary friend that you can imagine so hard it becomes its own entity. Quasimodo is the alter ego of the producer Madlib. Madlib himself refers to Quasimodo as a separate person, so this might imply that Quas is a Tulpa. Cash Money
Keyword.
Ring. I think this is an expansion on Lil Wayne losing his virginity. I can't find any real information about this ring, but I'll put my own theory out. If Lil Wayne was 11 during that incident and the girl he was with was 14, where did they pick that girl up from? Why were there people in the room pressuring Wayne? It might imply that the ring may exist because the people there might have been in on the fact that the girl was 14, but you could easily say that the people there did not know the age of the girl at the time. Kanye West's Truman Show. So Kanye has been caught talking about the Truman Show in several interviews, and if you haven't seen the Truman Show, go watch it. Specifically, Kanye tends to talk about the scene where Truman sails his boat into the wall and escapes into the real world. People speculate that this can be compared to how he's dissatisfied with his record contract, or when people tell him he can't say things. Mad City Murder Confession. This entry refers to a rumor that Kendrick Lamar killed someone. Some lyrics in Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly have lyrics that can imply Kendrick did kill someone, but the lyrics aren't an admission of guilt, so we'll probably never know for sure. Picasso Baby Spirit Cooking. Can't find anything about this, but Picasso Baby is a song by Jay-Z where he makes a bunch of art-related bars. The Wise Owl Laughs at the Crowd. If you remember the entry about cannabis and the Men in Black, this is just a line that he wrote down in his notebook. Hey, maybe it's cannabis trying to justify using his rhyme book in the freestyle battle. Kabla Ghostwriters. Okay, so another breakdown. So the Kabla in its simplest simplest definition is Jewish mysticism. Can't find anything about ghostwriters. The cult of Dr. Sebi. I'm not sure where this cult part comes into play, but I think this refers to the fact that a good handful of rappers who name drop Dr. Sebi also talk about him being killed. These rappers include, but are not limited to, Nipsey Hussle, Wale, Common, Vic Mensa, and Ty Dolla $ign. Lear Cohen Afterworld. Can't find anything as usual, but Lear or Lear Cohen, however you pronounce that, managed artists at Def Jam and Warner Music. Birdman Big Oil. This is talking about that one time Birdman started an oil company called Ronald Oil. This company may not really exist since the addresses listed on their website shows an empty building and their only video is a mashup of different videos, and the management team is pretty much non-existent. Brain entrainment beats. So I think this is referring to brainwave entrainment. Brainwave entrainment is a hypothetical ability for the brain to synchronize its waves with the sound waves of music. Wu-Tang magnetism. Can't find anything about this. Kid Buu Raelian movement. No, this isn't about the cool Kid Buu, but the rapper Kid Buu. In an interview, Kid Buu says that he's a clone and that he met Raelians when he encountered a UFO. Big Pharma mumble rap. Since taking Xanax is cool now, it must have been employed by Big Pharma to get everyone hooked. The Four Owls. The Four Owls is a rap group from the UK. Since they wear owl masks, they must be associated with the Bohemian Club. Maybe they worship Moloch too. All rappers are gay. This is just facts. I don't know what y'all say. Based God's Last Wish. This is probably a joke entry. This refers to God's Last Wish, which is on the general conspiracy theory iceberg, and even on that subject I can't really find anything about it. 50 Cent shot himself. I personally believe that Fred Gibbs shot 50 Cent.
It was a crackhead back in the day. I shot that nigga 9 times with a Tech 9 and he kept running down the alley.
But I guess this is also a valid theory. Beyonce Stem Cell Project. Despite being the signature do not research entry on most of these icebergs, this is pretty underwhelming to say the least. So apparently Beyonce died in 2000 and her record label used her stem cells to clone her. And that's the last entry. I hope my subpar editing or my voice did not make this video any less entertaining or informative. If there's any topics that you would like me to go more in depth in, or suggestions for videos, or if I got anything wrong, or if you can explain the entries without information, comment them below. If you actually enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Alright, I'm gonna sign off. Someone's knocking.